Okay, welcome to today's shir. Yoma Pei Aleph, Yoma 81. Without my guest from the past 2 days, his name is Shmuel Silver. He's lost. I don't know what happened to him. I need some more people to come join my shir. The Gemara starts 5 lines down, Pei Aleph and Aleph. Ha'ochel shows mitzdarfen. That if you eat and drink on Yom Kippur, it's not mitzaref to the shir of Koseves Agasa. Mantana, Amar, or the shir of Mali Lugmov for drinking. Mantana, Amar of Chisda b'machloges shnuya. Our Mishnah goes according to its machlokes, our Mishnah, and when it goes according to one opinion, Rabbi Yeshua is Rabbi Yeshua, the son, Kalamar Rabbi Yeshua, Kol Tumasa v'Shiro Shavim mitzaref. Tumasa v'lo Shiro, Shiro v'lo Tumasa, Lo Tumasa v'lo Shiro, Aim mitzaref. And Rabbi Yeshua holds that if you have the tuma and the shir are the same, for example, the tuma would be a tumas erev, let's say, only make you tummy for one night, and the shir, the amount of that thing, for example, let's say nevela, 2 pieces of chatzi zayas of nevela. So the tuma is shava because it's tumas erev. Shiuro and the shir to be chayiv is a kazayas. So then if tuma shiuro, then it's mitzdaref for a kazayas. But if the tuma and not the shir, for example, if you have tumas of the shiuro would be the tuma is the amount of time that it would be the same would be sheretz, let's say, and nevela. They're both mitami for the erev, but they're different shir. In terms of the sheretz is a adasha, a lentil, and the nevela is a kazaya. So that's not mitzdarif. Or if it's the other way around, where you have the shir is the same, like a mace and a nevela, both the mitami b'kazayas, but a mace is mitami for 7 days, not for one night. So it's not mitzdarif. Rav Nachman Amar Afilu Teiman Rabbanon Akal No Kami Rabbanon Hasam Elin and Tuma the Shem Tuma Chari. Avahacham Yishim Misui Daita Hu V'Hai Lo Misva Daita. He says even the Rabbanon will agree that things which are not the same in Tuma and Shir could be mitzdarif. Here they wouldn't be mitzdarif. The Ochel, the Achil, and the Shtia. Why not? Because the Shir of Achil and Shtia is measured by Yishuv Adas. And if you eat and drink together a koseves or eat and drink together mali lugmov, it's not going to provide you yishuv adas. So even the Rabbanan will be model, you're not going to be chayiv. Rish Lakish, like the first man Amar Gemara, like Rav Chisda, it's Malchus Shua, Rabbi Shuhi, the son of Kala Amar Rabbi Shua v'chulei. Rabbi Yochanan Amar Yochanan is afilu temer Rabbanan. Akal no kami Rabbanan hasam elin and tuma v'lhacham mishum mitzvah daito v'hai lo kal mitzvah daito. He says it's totally yishuv das like Rav Nachman's opinion. The new Mishnah. Achal v'shasa b'helam echad. You ate and you drank in one forgetting. You forgot that it's Yom Kippur, or you forgot that eating and drinking is also on Yom Kippur. Einu chayiv el chatas achas. You only chayiv one chatas, because shtia is learned b'chal achila is learned out of the same pasuk as achila. Achal v'asam malacha chayiv shtei chatos. But if you forgot it was Yom Kippur and you ate and you did malacha, then you're chayiv 2 chatos because those are 2 different shemos, because it says in the pasuk that azhara for them are different. You ate foods that normally are not consumed by people, or drank things normally not consumed. With shasa sir or moria, so you drank the brine of fish. Imagine opening a geschmack package of Yoli's herring, and again Yerushalayim, and of course you finished it all Shabbos morning by the Kiddush. You finished all your Yoli's herring. And you're a real mensch, so you decide you're still hungry, you still have some crackers left, so you take some of the brine of the juice and you pour it all over the crackers, and it's Yom Kippur. You forgot it was Yom Kippur, and you're making a kiddush on Yom Kippur, of course with a Johnny Walker. So that's not considered to be a problem of drinking on Yom Kippur. You only be chayav for the cracker, not for the tzir. Omurias pater. Or if you have fish fats which are dissolved, you'd be pater. It's not considered achila. Why was there no azhara said by Inoy? Never says in the Torah that you can't eat on Yom Kippur. There's no azhara. There's a punishment if you're not misana. If you eat on Yom Kippur, you chayav kari. It doesn't say alav in azhara. So the Gemara Rosh Hashanah wants to know why it didn't say that. Mishum lo efshar. It's impossible. Heichi nichta. Watch the Torah right. Nichta rachman lo yichal achila b'kezayis. If it said lo yichal, so we would say achila. The word achila means a kezayis. We know the shares of koseves. Nichta rachman lo suna kum echol mashma. It says don't be afflicted. It's mashma. You should go eat. You should go eat. You should be careful to make sure that you restrain from not being afflicted. Meaning you should afflict yourself, a double negative. Because hishamar and pain, those are both lavim. So it'd be two lav, we only want one. So just say one, hishamar. Imkan, hishamar the lav, hishamar the essay. The problem is, it says hishamar mitzvahs inoi, so hishamar and pain are basically they're lavim, but they basically guard the mitzvah. So therefore, since it's guarding a mitzvah's essay, so it's really has the functionality of an essay, not of a los essay, not of a lav. Kash could have said al tasr. Don't remove yourself from inoi. That's a kash. Technically, maybe it could have said that. Why didn't it say it? For a different time. Maybe the next cycle. Maybe then I'll bring back the Kiddushim. People will be interested in it. All right. Make sure to look. Yeshiva World News. I'm putting an advertisement next Thursday before Masechah Sukkah. So it's going to be an advertisement for the full daf. You can enjoy the full daf. Once we did a cycle of the full daf, then maybe you'll be ready for the Kiddushim. Because my Kiddushim are good. I'm telling you. They're better than Panovich. All right. So the Gemara says, "V'tana ma'isi lemahacha." A brisa has actually a place where we do find that the Torah does warn you against eating on Yom Kippur. V'nisem en nafshosecha v'chol malacha lo sasu. Pasuk says you should honor yourself and you shouldn't do it. You might think that also you should be punished kares if you did malacha after Yom Kippur was over. Talmud Lomar, or before Yom Kippur started. Talmud Lomar, kol nefesh sharasasa kol malacha be'etzem hayom hazeh. Ali tzuma shel yom anosh kares ve'ein anosh kares alto seves malacha. It says the etzem, this very day, this specific day, but to exclude before and after. Maybe if you eat or drink after Yom Kippur is over, then you should be punished by kares. There's no punishment of kares. You should be, it's a lav for doing malacha after Yom Kippur is over, before it starts. You might think there's a lav on extending your inui, extending the eating prohibition before or after Yom Kippur. So the Gemara says they can't be. We just learned that malacha doesn't apply in the Tosefis portion, the lav even. Inui, which doesn't apply on regular Shabbos and Yom Tov. It's less common. You shouldn't be. There should be no law for it. But we never found out. There is no pasuk that says that on the day itself of Yom Kippur, from Seis to Shkia, from Seis to Seis, you have to you're mitzvah not to eat. Minayin lo yomar onish. The Gemara tries to bring a proof. The Brisa tries to show where it's from. Minayin lo yomar onish malacha. The Gemara inui. It didn't have to say the onish of kares by malacha because we could have learned it from inui. Ma inui she'ino b'shavas yom tov onish kares. It says you're onish kares. Malacha she'no heges b'shavas yom tovim lo kol shekain. Malacha which applies in Shabbos and Yom Tov certainly should get inui. Should get kares. Lama nemar. Why does it say it then by malacha? Mufna lahakish v'ladim mimenu. It's extra to make a gzera shava. Zero Shava Nemar Onish Nemar Onish Malacha Ma Malacha Lo Onish Kin Hizir. Just Malacha included in the Kari's penalty is also a lav. Afina Lo Onish Alam Kin Hizir. So we could assume that the Torah warns you not to do it by just stating the punishment. Ikal Mifrach. The Gemara says maybe that's not a good raya. Mali Ino Yishlod Husar B'Mklalo. Torah Malacha Shehosher Miklala. Malacha on Shabbos. It's allowed for gavoa purposes. You're allowed to bring korbanos, turning korbanos on Shabbos. Inoi, there's no eterim. Elalo Yomar Onish be'inoi the Gamra Malacha. So the Gemara reverses. You shouldn't say reverses. Maybe what the text of the Brisa is trying to say. It's a haki Gamra. This is what the Brisa meant to say. Aliyomar Onish be'inoi. It shouldn't have said kares by inoi the Gemara Malacha. We learn from Malacha. Ma Malacha Jehoshua Miklala. There by Shabbos, it's a weak isser because there's heterim. You can bring karbanos. Onish kares. Ino shalahutra miklalo. Ino where there's no heterim, no kol shekeh. Certainly, you should get punished by kares. Why does it say lama nemer? Mufna lahakish ladam men gzera shava nemer onish beino nemer onish b'malacha ma malacha onish v'hizir af inoi onish v'hizir. So to include it in the punishment of kares for inoi is also an azhara. Ikal mifrach. Gemara says maybe it's not such good proof. Mala malacha shekenu hegesh b'shas yom tovim. It has a chumrah by Shabbos. It applies malacha applies on Shabbos and Yom Tov. Tomar inoi she'enu noad b'shabbos yom tovim. There's no issur to eat and drink on Shabbos and Yom Tov. Amar Ravina haytana etzem gamar. The Ravina explains he's not learning from the word kares. He's learning from the word etzem. Mufna. That is, so the Gemara says mufna. It has to be extra. The ilam mufna, ikal mifrach, the barachinan. Otherwise, it's not mufna. Then we could have the same rebuttals we said before. La'ay afnuyi mufna. The Gemara says really it is mufna. Why? Chamisha krai ksivim malacha. 5 times it says malacha you shouldn't do. Chad azhara the imam and chad azhara the lelia. One to tell you shouldn't do it during the day. One to tell you shouldn't do it in the night. Yom Kippur. Chad onish the imam and chad onish the lelia. One is to tell you the kares for the day. And one the kares for the night. And one the migmar ino malacha, ben the imam ben the lelia, and one extra time it says do unto malacha in order to tell you to learn from ino to malacha. Now we're learning the gzera from etzem, but since it says an extra pasuk by malacha and extra mention of malacha, so therefore it's extra. So we convert it to etzem, the hafna, the fact that it's extra, the word etzem make the gzera shava. That's what this Tana learns. Very small Tana Nemar Kana Inu and Nemar Lahalani. It says the Inoi by Yom Kippur. It says the Inoi by Anara Murasa. Ma Lahalan Lo Anish Alim Kin Hizir. Just like there, the Torah wouldn't have punished you unless it made an Azhar. It says both in Onish and the Torah says also an Azhar. You're not supposed to do an Eishes. Anara Murasa is considered an Eishes. If you rape an Anara Murasa, there's a punishment for it. It's punishment of skila. And it says in Kedoshim, Osin Shech Fasal Lazara, Beishish Ish, Afkan, La'anish Alim Gain Hizir. So too here also by Yom Kippur, even though the Torah doesn't say in Azhara, it's included in the punishment. Aravach Bar Yaakov Amar Yalif Shabbos Shabboson Mishabbos Bereshis. Aravach Bar Yaakov is a different way we learn it. He learns Gzeir Shava. It says Shabbos Shabboson on Shabbos. It says the word Shabbos by Shabbos Bereshis, meaning regular Shabbos during the week. And it says Shabbos Shabboson Yom Kippur. The Gzeir Shava Malahadlan Hashem Kin Hizir. Just like by Shabbos, if you do malacha, included in Azhara is in the kari in the punishment is an Azhara. Afkan Lo Hashem Kin Hizir. Rav Papa Amar. Papa says Hu Gufe Shabbos Ikra. He says Yom Kippur. You don't learn Gzeir Shava. Yom Kippur itself is called Shabbos. Let's see if Tishbosu Shabboskim. Now why did Rav Papa just say it says Shabbos Shabboto Shabbos Shabboso? This is what Rashi asked over here. Why is he bringing other pasuk Tishbosu Shabboskim? He could have just said Shabbos Shabboso is Gufe by Yom Kippur. So Rashi answers the main answer. Rashi answers that we already used Shabbos Shabboson to learn Shvus, to include the other Inuyim over here, other 4 Inuyim besides Achila and Shtia. So that's why he doesn't bring Shabbos Shabboson. There's some Rav Papa lo Amar Rav Acha Bar Yaakov. Rav Papa didn't say like Rav Acha Bar Yaakov. Dikra Dichsiv B'Gufei Adif. He'd rather bring a pasuk from Yom Kippur itself. El Rav Acha Bar Yaakov my time lo Amar Rav Papa. Why did Rav Acha Bar Yaakov say like Rav Papa? Bring a pasuk from Tishbos to Shabboskim. Mibayilech Ledani. He needs something else. Another brayso. V'nisim is nafsh seichem b'tisha lachodesh. It says a brayso you have to mizana yourself on the 9th day. Yachli Yaskel V'Sana B'Tisha. You might think you actually start fasting on the 9th day of Tishrei. Tamalor Be'erev. It has to be the night. the night of the ninth. It could be, you might think you start fasting only once a Shkia hits. Talmud Betisha. It says Betisha, not Mitisha, not just Be'erev. It says Betisha on the ninth day. Sounds like part of the ninth day also. Therefore, you start fasting a little bit before Shkia. Therefore, you have to add B'chol HaKodesh. I only know when Yom Kippur starts. B'tziyaso, how do you know you have to add on? You have to extend past Seis, that you can't eat a little bit. Minayin. Talmud Lomar Me'erev ad Erev. It says Me'erev ad Erev, from night to night, to tell me that just like one night you extended also the night of Yud, of Asiri, after Yom Kippur, you also extended it into Yud Aleph. Ainli Ella Yom Kippurim. Shabbos is Minayin. How do you know Shabbos also is Tosefes Shabbos? Talmud Lomar Tishposu. It says Tishposu to include Shabbos. Ainli Ella Shabbos is Yom Tov Minayin. Talmud Lomar Shabbaskam. Shabbaskam comes to include Tosefes Yom Tov. Okay, so Kamakam Shneimar Shvus. It says the word Shvus. We learn that from Yom Kippur, that you're most of Michal HaKodesh. The Rambam, I think, famously writes over here that Tosefes Yom Kippur is the Oraisa, but these psukim is only Asmachta, and only Tosefes Shabbos and Tosefes Yom Tov is only the Rabbanon. It's a Torah tidbit for today. Tana de Etzem Hai B'Tisha L'Chodesh Ma'avid. Now we learned that before on Amud Aleph in a Braisa that he learned the Azhara for not being able to eat on Yom Kippur, the Azhara from Etzem from Gzeira Shava. So that Braisa excluded Tosefes from Kares and from an Azhara, but it sounds like it extended it. There's no Azhara, there's no Lav, and there's no Kares for it, but it's still Aser. So that Braisa assumed it's Aser already. So they already knew that from somewhere else. So Hai B'Tisha L'Chodesh, the fact that it excluded it from Azhara, it sounds like just by excluding it sounds like there's no punishment, there's no Azhara, but it's still Aser. Maybe the Rabbanan, maybe the Raisa, just without a Chiv of a Lav. So what does he do? What does he do with the fact that this is the ninth day? You shemsana yourself on the ninth day. And the Torah says that you fast on the 10th day. It says Betisha to tell you, Rashi says to prepare you for the fast. Tisha doesn't mean you should actually fast. It means you should prepare yourself for the fast. Get in the form of fasting, and the way of getting in the form of fasting is to eat before, so you'll be satiated, so you'll be able to fast the next day. But the fact that the Torah writes it in the way of Inoi comes to tell you that the Torah considers it like you fasted. If you eat on the 9th day to prepare for the 10th day, it's like you fasted 2 days. You get double schar. I had a discussion, with my friend Noam. He was saying that it's hard to earn parnasa, and a different job. He works the job, but he said his maximum salary, he works for somebody else, is probably not going to get so much money. There's a cap to how much he's going to get. And he said it's definitely not going to be enough to provide for his family when it gets a little bigger, it gets a little older. The years go by. What do you do? He's in a quandary. He has a good job. He likes his job. And, what do people say to that? People learn in Kola, they get paid much less. So we were discussing it, and we said that, learning Kola, you're not living for Olam Hazeh, you're learning from Olam Haba. You get schar, you get paid, but you get paid in Olam Haba. So he told me he lives in this world. In this world he lives. He worries about schar in this world. Some people worry about schar in the next world. He worries about schar in this world first. Truth is, it's not a stira, according to the way I explain it. You should first worry about this world, because this world is prosdar, latraklin. It's like the Mishnah in Pirkei Avos says, the prosdar latraklin, and therefore, if you worry about this world properly, you're going to get next world commensurate with the way you worried about this world. So, if you take care of your needs in this world and your chiyuvim in this world, and turn a parnas as a chiyuv, so that's what you're going to get schar for. So don't worry about your schar on Olam Haba. You're going to get your schar on Olam Haba by getting your schar on Olam Hazeh. My father-in-law says, if you do it, at the end of his sichot, he used to say, you'll live a better life in this world. If you listen to the sicha, you'll live a better life in this world and the next. Okay. The Gemara says, "Achal ochlin she'en royin la'achila." The Mishnah continued, if you ate food that's not normally eaten, you're not chayiv. For Amar Rava kas pilpuli b'yom kippur potter. Now we're talking about potter from curry. If you chew peppers on Yom Kippur, meaning raw peppers, you're potter. Kas zangbila b'yom kippur potter. You chew raw ginger, you really ate it. It's just called chewing. You didn't eat the normal way. You're potter from curry. Meisivei hayare meir omer mash nemavar al temar la so espirio any odea she'etz ma'achalu. Torah says it forbids the fruit of a fruit tree for the first 3 years in Eretz Yisrael. So I know our Tamar is the lashon of a tree, of a food tree. I know that the passage is going to say it's called Eitz Meichel. Why does it say Eitz Meichel? It's coming to include a tree where the bark, the actual tree, tastes like the fruit. Apparently, if you taste a pepper tree, the bark of a pepper tree tastes like a raw pepper. Go ahead and try it. If you have a problem, if you go ahead and try it, if you're brave enough to do this, you're a brave person who eats the bark of trees. But if you do try it and you see that it's not, the Gemara is not correct, so it's kasha on you. It's not kasha on the Gemara. Remember that. That's what I found this day. You don't understand Rashi. Rashi makes sense. You don't understand Rashi. We don't understand the Gemara. But it makes sense, the Gemara. Anyway, the Gemara says, Heavy Omer, is that pilpulin? It's pilpulin. Lamedchasha pilpulin chayivin ba'arla. Pilpulin has the same taste, the fruit and the bark. Pilpulin are chayivin arla. Eretz Yisrael chasera klum. Shneimar lo sech shakabai. Eretz Yisrael even has pepper trees where it's such a great tree that the eights taste like the pepper. So you see anyway that it's a food that people normally eat. Pilpulin, raw pepper, lokash, habratifta habiyavesh. If it's moist, even if it's raw, if it's moist, you could eat it, and that you chayav for Yom Kippur. If it's dry, that's what the Mishnah is talking about. You're a pot on Yom Kippur. Amalei Ravina l'Mareimar v'Hamar Rav Nachman hayim l'sida asim behan doai shar yo mavarchin alei borei priyadamo. We also said ginger you're potter for. Himlasa is a concoction of honey and ginger. I guess you fry them together or whatever. They used to eat it in Hinduai, the place of Hindus. Ashi says Kush. Some say that's Ethiopia. Most Hindus are India. India is where Hindus live. I think most of the people practice Hinduism over there in India. So that's what other Mefarshim say. So it's mutter. Meaning there's no bishul nachri over there by this food because it's eaten raw. You make borei priyadama, so you see it's edible. You make borei priyadama, you see it's a food. If it's moist ginger, even though it's raw, you're chayiv. It's food. If it's dried out, then you're potter. Tarabanan. Achal alei kinim potter. Luveg fanim chayiv. If you ate the leaves of reeds, you're potter. Luveg fanim. If you ate the reeds of a grapevine, you'd be chayiv. Apparently that's edible. Elohein on Yom Kippur. Elohein lulei fanim. What are considered fresh lulei fanim that you're chayav for? Amar Yisach Mekadlo Kol Shalav Lom Rosh Yom Kippur. It started growing between Rosh and Yom Kippur. It's only 10 days old. Rav Kahana Amar Kol So Shemiyom. He says even within 30 days. Haina Kvasa Rav Yisach Mekadlo Achal Leikinim Potter Lulei fanim chayav. Elohein lulei fanim. What's considered lulei fanim? Kol Shaliv Levu Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur. It has to be within 10 days of when it started growing, then it's considered fresh, it's considered edible, and you're chayav for Yom Kippur. Shasa, oh, there. You missed almost all of the shir, but he came back, my friend. I noted your absence at the beginning. I noted it on the shir. Yeah, where were you? Where did you go? How could you miss my shir?
Maybe I also missed chakras. Oops.
You missed chakras.
Okay, let's go. Go.
This is not good for my shir. I'm recruiting people that don't have in chakras. There you go. Listen, you can do tshuva. Go to tshuva. Go to Isha Torah. Go to Or Sameach. Go to Meir Schuster. They came with a book about him. He's going to have Tchias HaMesim. He'll bring you back to tshuva.
Amen. I think that'll be easier than me doing tshuva. Tchias HaMesim will be easier. Okay.
Tchias HaMesim, Meir Schuster, famous man on the wall.
If we're bringing back people, we have a lot more to bring back. I mean, he should also, but we could also bring back,
Listen, I hold her of Meir Schuster. He sounds like a great person. There's a story of Meir Schuster I read that he would tell
He was the guy who-
seminary girls.
Yes.
He would say to them, "You want to come in the car? I'm going to bring you to a campus to learn Torah." They would follow him into the car. Seminary girls. These girls said they would never get into the car with a stranger man. They got into the car with Rameir Schuster. He drove them to the Neve campus in Harnof. He became Baal Tshuva. He had a charm. I don't know. They said the cover of Mishpacha magazine says, with no charisma and total sincerity, he
Very
returned
nice.
thousands.
It's true. He always was very. He dressed very.
They said he was very uncool. That's what he said.
Very uncool, and he looked. He was very. He looked very.
They say a story about him that
he always looked down at his feet. He looked very.
he looked at his feet.
No,
I
his
don't know.
shoes. He was a very unassuming
He
person.
wouldn't even talk to you. He would just take your knapsack and he'd bring you to the
was at the
hostel at the
Kotel,
Heritage
right? That
House.
was the
Yeah, the
Kotel.
coastal. He was called the man on the wall.
Man at the wall, yeah.
The man on the wall. Not Wall Street.
He
These are
should
the
be
Kosel
the
Maravi.
Pussy again, Aleinu. Okay, so where are you, Rabbi?
All right. So the Gemara says, at the bottom of Pei Aleph and Bey is the last phrase of this Gemara. Shasa Sira Murius Potter. If you drank brine or you drank dissolved fats of fish, you're Potter on Yom Kippur. Ha Chometz Chayev. If you drink vinegar on Yom Kippur, you're going to be Chayev. Apparently that's a food, or your drink. Masisimani. Rebbe, it's Rebbe. Design Rebbe Yomer Chometz Meishvus Nefesh. It restores your nefesh, meaning it gives you yeshiva das. Darish Rav Gidel Bar Menashe Mibiri the Narish Ein Halacha Karebi. He says halacha doesn't follow Rebbe. Lashana meaning that it'd be mutter. Lashana nafki kuli alma mazgu v'shasu chala. They mixed together vinegar and water and they drank it. Shama Rav Gidel v'ikbid. He heard what they were doing. He got angry. Amar Emer da Amri Ana Di'evid. L'chachila mi Amri. Did I say l'chachila? I mean l'chachila. All Mishnah is talking about whether you're chayiv kares or not, but it would still be usher either maybe the rice or the rabbanon. Amri dama ana porta. I said a little bit of vinegar. Tuva mi Amri. They were drinking tons of vinegar. Imagine this. They're going to the store. They walk into the supermarket. They go to the vinegar section. You know, on Yom Kippur. On Yom Kippur, the store is open.
Oh my
They
gosh.
They went to Tel Aviv. The supermarket is open on Yom Kippur.
No, Tel Aviv, nothing is open.
Nothing's open.
This is in
Even in Tel
Bavel.
Aviv.
This is in Bavel.
All right, you go to America. You go to the supermarket.
You went to Frank's Delicatessen or something.
Whatever. You go to America. You go to what's the biggest shopping?
Walmart.
Whatever. You go into Walmart. Let's say I have their stock also. You go into Walmart and you go Yom Kippur. You go to the vinegar section. You take like 10 bottles of vinegar and you start drinking it. You know, and you keep on drinking and drinking and drinking. This is what these people would do. They would go. They wouldn't steal it, but technically you could steal it because that's a different story. All right. I said you can drink it while it's raw, meaning not mixed. If you mix it with water, that could be a problem. That is the end of our share today.
Oh, that was fast. Oh,
Did you enjoy the share?
very much. So,
Are you gonna come next time?
when is next time?
Next time is tomorrow.
Tomorrow. It's Friday.
Yeah, come.
Well,
Not 11:30. It's gonna be at 11 tomorrow.
11 o'clock. Good. Maybe I'll be here. Okay, great. Till next time.
Say goodbye.
Bye.
And don't drink vinegar on Yom Kippur, all right? Don't go into Walmart and start taking 10 bottles of vinegar, all right?
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Listen, you can do tshuva,
Save
you
it
know?
for Purim. That's a Purim drink.
Don't go, just because you didn't daven Shachris one day doesn't mean you have to
What? I
steal
didn't say
vinegar on Yom Kippur. All right, take care.
Bye.
Like it, subscribe it, Ben Sion Lang. Look out for my advertisement next week in Yeshiva World News. Thursday, 10 a.m.
Yeshiva
New York
Weird
time.
News. Yeshiva Weird News?